Okay, we are live now from Columbia, South Carolina, and we do have a special guest. Just came straight from Nairobi, Kenya. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you correct. You correct.
It's been a while since last time we met. I think it's been almost like over 10 years, and we are neighbors and family friends. And tell us a little bit, because we know we're live on both channels, American Swahili News and Barak Jaccuzi channel.
Yeah.
So just tell us a little bit about the brief, just life in general, in entertainment, in music, and just in businesses as a whole.
Word. So what? I need to do an intro, like who I am? Or?
Yeah. Because we're live now.
Yeah. Well, I'm Barak Jaccuzi, and I'm based in Nairobi, Kenya, but I was born and raised in Columbia, South Carolina, specifically Irmo, in the Big Mo. And I moved back to Kenya to be entertained, to pursue my career as entertainment. About 7 years ago, I moved there in 2015, and really left out here with no music career built up, not much. I had been doing parties and events pretty much my whole life, growing up from like maybe 11 to 12 years old, all the way until now. So I've been doing events and parties since I was 11, but I hadn't done music, consistently until I left to go to Kenya. I dropped my first like 2-3 songs before I left, a couple months before I left, 2015. One was called Shaka Khan. It got a lot of great reviews out here, and that pretty much gave me the fuel and the idea and the fire to let me pack up my bags and go do this in Kenya. And it was the best decision I ever made to date, because the scene out there was just really ripe, really prime, and really the timing was just perfect for my arrival and engagement into the entertainment scene out there. And so since then, I've been doing music and acting and doing events and hosting and radio, and just dibble-dabbling in all the aspects, all the facets of the entertainment scene. Social media, marketing, influencing is huge right now with the way the social media game has just taken over our marketing. And but that's what I've been doing, and it's been a great journey since. And I just came back. It's my first time being back in pretty much 7 years since I left. I came back for like a week, a year after I left, but I hadn't really done much since I had left, and I hadn't really done much while I was over here as well, because it was such a short time. So this is my first time being back in 7 years, and it's good to be back home, connect with my friends, family, and just to also just release and relax from the fast-paced life of Nairobi, because a lot of people think, if you're in Kenya, you're from Africa, it's a very slow-paced life. It's very underdeveloped, but it's actually the exact opposite, especially being from Kenya or Tanzania. It's a very fast-paced. Tanzania may be a little slow, but Nairobi's super fast-paced, and the entertainment scene is super thriving, super progressive, and it's actually a lot. It's a lot further ahead than the culture, than the entertainment scene here in Columbia, South Carolina, for sure. When it comes to quality of entertainment, when it comes to the size of the events, when it comes to the artists that come to the city, we get A-list celebrities almost every week, and it's such a diverse dynamic of different entertainment genres. A lot of times here you only hear one style of music, and if you do go to other genres of music, the market is so small. It's almost like a niche crowd for like 30 to 45 people, but out there they have markets and crowds for everybody in every type of scene. So it's such a thriving scene, and it's a lot of fun, and can't wait to go back. As much as I love home, I can't wait to go back to that good weather.
Yeah. Let me get you back to these conversations. You're beginning by the talks a little bit about the first song that set you up, and then you decided to pack your bags and they say, you know what, it's time for me to go to Nairobi, Kenya, and pursue my dreams or my career. You say Shaka Khan?
It's called Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan,
like the singer.
Singer. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
so
singer.
So what do you think? Made you to compose this song called Shaka Khan?
Probably because of Shaka Khan. I always loved the singer Shaka Khan. Ain't nobody I love Shaka Khan. So I was there was a girl And she was just a vibe. She was just a stunning Stone Cold Fox. You know the vibes. Just when somebody's just gorgeous. And she kind of reminded me of Shaka Khan a little bit. Just like they didn't look alike, but she just gave me that aura of just like Shaka Khan. I don't know, the word Shaka Khan came to my mind. So I'm in the studio a couple days later, and you know, the right song at the right time came on, and I ended up making a catchy line called Shaka Khan, shooting a video for it, and actually got radio. Started getting radio spins right before I left, like about 3 weeks before I left. It started getting played on the radio almost every day, and yeah, that was like. But I was already planning on going to Kenya, so I couldn't stay and keep doing what I wanted to do. But I left with a great feeling that it's gonna work out. And Shaka Khan is still a hit to this day. And we're gonna have to put Shaka Khan in the link below or something. But yeah.
Oh, okay. So let me take these conversations now back to the Nairobi, Kenya. Now you just arrived in Nairobi, Kenya. You pretty much knew there. Where did you go to school first?
I mean, I had gone to school when I would get sent for punishment. I went to school in Greenfields, so I had some hometown friends, right? But in the entertainment scene, I didn't know anybody. So what I was doing, I was just going to battle rap. I would go to these rap competitions and just battle rap everybody, every day, all day. Anytime I hear about a battle rap competition, I go to it, sign myself up, stay at this club for hours, not do nothing at this club, just waiting to battle. I probably didn't have no money for no beer, so I don't know what I would be drinking then, but I would just get a water or something, and then I do the battle rap. I did that for like the first year, and then I ended up meeting some guy who saw me battle, and then he said, "Yo, I want you to battle." At another thing, I did that, and then another thing came up, and I did that about 3-4 times. Then I ended up doing this cipher for this gum called Fresh Gum Cipher. It was a Fresh Gum Cipher. I don't know why gum was sponsoring a cipher, but I guess it makes sense. You chew gums in your mouth. I don't know, but I ended up meeting a guy called Octopizzo at this cipher, and we ended up hitting it off. Octopizzo is one of the biggest rappers in Kenya to this day, top 5, not number 5. And yeah, we hit it off, and I ended up he ended up pretty much being my mentor for the next. To this day, he's still my mentor, but for the next 2-3 years, I was right under his wing, and we would go do different shows, and I'll be his hype man, and from that on, it just opened up a lot of doors and showed me the game, and I learned a lot about music and how to perform and how to write, how to compose music, and just how to work hard in the industry and what exactly to do and where to do it and who to do it from, and that's what really set me up on my trajectory for the rest of my career, meeting Octopizzo.
Music industry is one of the toughest industry, not only here in America but also in Kenya, in Nairobi, Kenya. So there's a significant competitive industry. So talks a little bit about the how do you stay competitive advantage in Kenya compared here in the United States?
That's a good question. When I left, the idea for me was less competition, more recognition, right? So when I left, the idea was less competition, more recognition. I'm gonna leave here, go somewhere where there's not as much competition and get more recognition. And when I got there, that might have been the case because it was just on the cusp. The energy was just on the cusp of the internet really getting to the internet came a little slower in Kenya, so technology wasn't as vast and equipped as it is now. People can just live stream from their phones now. Back then, everybody didn't have good iPhones and all of that. So when I got there, the industry was just right about to pop. But now it's more competition, less recognition. So I feel like the window of opportunity was very wide when I got there. Now it's gotten a lot smaller, and so it worked out well for me. And here it's the same thing, but I feel like in South Carolina it's more competition, less recognition, but now it's less industry, less infrastructure. So it's more of your own DIY, do-it-yourself competition. So in Kenya, what I got lucky with was there was an infrastructure. There was already a setup of different radio stations and different competitions and different things that can give me a musical ecosystem to keep swimming around and getting bigger as a fish. But here we don't have an ecosystem for people to go and just kind of keep networking. It's hard. So for me, it worked out well because it was just the perfect timing for the way Nairobi's set up. But now now that I've been back to South Carolina and I have this leverage and I have so much knowledge and I've learned, I've seen that the city is still very slow when it comes to nurturing the culture of hip hop and music and just entertainment. When it comes to actors, content creators, TikTokers, anything, I feel like the nurturing of the culture is still very slow right now, and it's going to take people like me or people that have an interest to just come back and really help nurture the culture, or go somewhere else.
The hip hop in East Africa, just in general, is just growing significant. So there's different kind of music in Kenya, in Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, and Uganda.
Yeah.
Talks a little bit about the whole East Africa now. Where do you see this hip hop music compared, let's say, with the bongo flavor? Talks a little bit.
Well, hip hop music is the bottom. It's the smallest majority, right? So like when it comes to like mass consumption in music, bongo music is huge. You know, it's got probably got the most listenership. You know, when it comes to online platforms, people like Otile Brown, Diamond Platinums. Anybody from Wasafi, a lot of Tanzanian artists, people that I wouldn't even know their name, but maybe they have a song out that's popular, is going to be at the top of the list. And then after that, you got, Genge Tone from Kenya, and you got Afro from Nigeria, then you got gospel music. These are all genres of music that are ahead of hip hop when it comes to listenership in Africa. But hip hop is a new age sound, so things that are new are not necessarily going to always get the most recognition, but they are the hottest commodity. Everybody loves things that are new, because if it's new, that means everybody else has to kind of get on to it. So you're not cool until you know about this new thing, So right now it's in a good space, It just has to be done well, because now you're competing with people that like bongo artists who are making such incredible content. The videos are amazing, the songs are amazing, the fans are amazing. Hip hop is a lot harder because the level of artistry has to keep evolving. So sometimes the producers aren't on the best level, the sound engineers on the best level, and it's really taking the pioneers like Calligraph and Octo Pizzo, and there's a lot of Tanzanian artists that are doing hip hop. Not as many as bongo, but there's a budding hip hop community of Tanzanian artists that are really pushing the brand, and even Nigerian and South African artists that are doing hip hop. And it's going to take collectively as a unit in Africa for all the heavy hitters in each country to really just keep pushing their foot on the gas and not giving up on the genre. That's going to take it to the next level.
Okay, our traditions and cultures. I'm talking about Africans here, because both our parents, myself and yourself, you and I, both our parents stay from Africa. And where do you see now the change of that trajectory with the respect to the embracing the entertainments, particularly the music, because we have seen so many artists here in America. We can name Jay-Z, Michael Jackson, and a lot of them that have been so successful. So where do you see this, the support now, both from the Africans' parents, just in general, and even our relatives, when it comes to supporting your work that you have been putting a lot of times and hours and years?
I feel like when it comes to support from a parent's perspective, it's all about the parent, right? Because I feel like some parents just understand if somebody's putting a lot of effort into something, a craft of whatever kind. Some parents just have that knowledge to know I need to nurture this. Some parents have a bit of a different understanding where they're like, no, they need to do this and that and the third. So I don't know if it's an African parent thing, because I've seen some African parents that nurture their children exactly to what they want to do, and some that don't. It's definitely a larger percentage that don't until they see that it's successful, until they've already kind of seen, the fruits of their labor that they didn't help with. So with that, I think now the internet's coming up, and now African parents are being able to see that this isn't the only way people can make money. And with that being shown, now they can be a little more perceptive to somebody doing something as unorthodox as being an artist.
Okay, so I think you have spoken very well, and you described and alluded very well about the supportive part of it. So let's move now these conversations in terms of the business. Music is a business, and we have to separate the just on the entertainment itself, because music opens up a lot of doors here in the United States and also at home in Kenya or in East Africa. Do you see yourself now, maybe in another 5 years, people that will say, wow, look at Jaccuzi. But first of all, we need to talk about where's the word or the name Jaccuzi is coming from. Yeah, talks a little bit about that.
So what was the first question?
The first question, the doors. Do you see, let's say in another 5 years, a lot of doors are going to be open, and then even the people who they were looking at you like, wait a minute, maybe you're supposed to be an engineer or doctors or a professor or a teacher. Talks a little bit about the doors now. Do you see yourself in 5 years, the doors are going to continue to open? They will open for you.
Oh yeah, and even if I really didn't see the doors opening up in 5 years, I would have to just stick with it, because this is just a craft that I believe in. This is a genre that I believe in a career that I believe in. But I see the doors opening up a lot larger. They've opened up in the past 5 years from when I left to now. They've opened up exponentially. So I already know the next 5 years is going to be an even bigger door opening up. And even if people say no, doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It just means on to the next opportunity. So even if people get a lot of no's, you're getting a lot of no's in your field, it doesn't mean that you're wrong. You just need one yes. And it could be the largest yes ever. It could be the smallest yes, but you just need one to get you to the next step. So the doors that are going to open up, not just for me, but anyone that is pursuing music in Kenya or in the African entertainment industry, is going to definitely open up, because there's never been a better time to not want to be African, but also be an African musician, because now the way the music scene is working, people want to listen to African beats. Sounds. They want to listen to Afro beats. That's even a genre now they've added to Billboard. Just got added the Afro Charts 200. Same way they got Hot 100 for R&B, hip hop. Now they have an Afro Charts, and that's the first time in history. So things are happening. If you're hip to it and you know what's going on and you see what's going on, you can see there's a big progression and a big market and $1 million market if you're with the people that are. So yeah, I see a huge of how vast the entertainment scene artist is going to be fun, and there's a lot of money.
3 p.m. now in Eastern. It's the nighttime. People that they're really getting up, going to work, and on big channel this way to feel online. I ask you about the name Jaccuzi. Yeah, this talk
very simple. About 11. I've always been throwing events. That was always my calling. God always called me to gather people together and have a good time. And so maybe when I was about 14, 15, I was having one of my parties, and a girl that had been to one of my previous parties, she came up to me, and I've always been called Baraka, and my last name is Jaguna. So at the time, I was Barak. They just called me Barak for short. But she couldn't say Jaguna, so she came up to me and was like, oh my God, Barak Jaccuzi, I'm having such a good time.
Wow.
And I was like, what did you say? She said, Barak Jaccuzi, I'm having such a good time at this party. And obviously, I heard it, the light bulb went off, and it was a marriage at on site. So once she said Barak Jaccuzi by accident, I took it to heart, and I took it to the bank, and I changed my name on every social media platform probably that day. If I look up the days that I started my first email, anything that's Barak Jaccuzi anywhere, I look up the day I changed the name. I'm pretty sure I'll find out the day that I got that name. But yeah, she couldn't say my last name, so shout out to her misenunciation of Jaguna.
Wow, there you go. So I see Wambui Njoroge here also. She just put a comment, as you can see. I think you can see on the screen. She just talked about Go Barak. Wambui Njoroge is one of your fans that they follow you. And also there's Chilla TV, if you're familiar with that. They also put comments there. So we'll okay, let's move these conversations now. Before we end this conversation, where do you see yourself now, maybe in another 10 or 15 years, with respect with your career?
I'm thinking I'm thinking, humbly speaking, on mogul status. Like, I feel like I'll be in every field in the entertainment business, mostly on the back end, but definitely on the front side when it comes to the bigger gigs. But I really want to help develop the entertainment scene, not only in Kenya, but in South Carolina as well. But so I'm going to use my leverage and the things that I've learned so far. And in 10, 15 years, I'm going to really be helping a lot of newer artists and a lot of newer entertainers, pave the way for things that I had to break down doors for. And so for me, specifically, I want to get into, script writing, pitching a lot of shows that can get on TV shows here, TV networks here, and, networks and Netflix and stuff like that. I want to also start, just having, because the way it works is there's always like let's say Disney, there's Disney UK, there's Disney Canada. We need to be having Disney Africa and all those things for BET Africa. So I want to really get into those spaces. The brands that are already seeing the vision in Africa, they just need, and I know with a lot of people that I've been meeting and interacting with, in Kenya, they're always like, give it some time, give it some time, give it some time. So I'm just gonna keep working, keep priming the entertainment scene, make sure we're ready. Because what do they say? Preparation meets opportunity. So once that formula hits, I'll be right there in the right position. And so anything entertainment, but specifically script writing, music as well, producing on the back end, DJing, and event organizing is going to be where you'll see me a lot.
Okay, so we really appreciate it for taking your time now to speak with American Swahili News and Swahiliville Online TV. We are live here in Columbia, South Carolina. And
we at my mama house.
I was trying not to say that.
We at my mama house, man.
So
you see it?
There you go. There you go. We're not gonna show a lot of it. We're gonna just show just a little bit about it. So what is your last word now? You telling about your fan here in Columbia, South Carolina, and also in Nairobi, Kenya, and East Africa, just in general, who are listening or watching you now live from your mama house that you just disclosed that. I didn't want to say that.
I don't mind. We can't live a lie. Personally, I'm happy to be here at my mama's house. It's a blessing for me to be here. I could have stayed at a hotel or something like that, but why would I do that? Why, and I came home to see family, and I missed my mother, and I miss seeing family. I went to Kenya 7 years ago alone, and I made a career out of it. So this has been a beautiful time to come back and lock back in and connect with my family. So I'm at my mama house. You feel me, my people? I just ate like 10 plates.
Okay, say it again.
I'm at my mama house. I just ate like 10 plates of her food, and I'm gonna miss it when I leave. And so I'm enjoying my time here. But what would I say to the people watching? I'm gonna say what I would want to hear, right? So, I know that we're in different times right now. We just got out of COVID. Before COVID, we were still in some different times. One of the reasons I left was because the times here, the political climate just wasn't the right space for me as a growing individual trying to find myself and trying to figure out my career path. So I would just say for everybody watching this or anybody who's gonna watch this later, man, whatever you're doing, understand that you all have your own time and you all have your own paths. A lot of people aren't gonna let alone what's the word? They're not gonna support you, let alone respect some of the decisions you make in a career. And a lot of times you're too ahead of the game for people to understand the type of things you're trying to accomplish and the fields that you're getting into. A lot of times you're gonna be one of the first or the second or the third to really even get into these fields. But these fields are gonna be fields that everybody's gonna be wanting to do and everybody's gonna love and appreciate soon. But it takes that ultimate self-understanding and really self-determination, self-promotion. You got to really believe in yourself. You got to be psychotically confident in yourself and understand psychotically. You got to literally be a little crazy to just be confident enough to just know that my timing is my timing and it's going to happen in my timing. And if you do that, you'll end up not being depressed and just being sad. Because sometimes you'll be sad. You'll go crazy trying to prove to everyone else before they can understand. A lot of times you have to understand that they're just not ready to understand what you're on. So just keep on doing what you're doing, whether you're doing something that's very unorthodox, whether you're doing something that's very common. Just keep doing it. If you love it, you'll never work another day in your life. And I haven't been working for the past 7 years. So that's my message to everyone else. And of course, go follow me on every social media platform. Barak Jaccuzi, I'm outside. Make sure your girl follows me. Make sure your man follows me. Make sure your mama follows me because I'm at my mama house. It's Barak Jaccuzi on all social media platforms. Juice Bar 3 is out now. The Juice Bar 3 Deluxe, my last album, will be out probably as soon as I get back to the motherland. So let's give it about 2 weeks. And UV Room. If you haven't checked out none of my events, check out the Warehouse Entertainment on Instagram. That's where I do all my events in Nairobi, Kenya. And just wait on the next because the West is yet to come, man. The best is yet to come.
Do you mind that you have just disclosed that you at your mama house?
Yeah.
Do you mind your mama to be on this?
Not at all, man. Yeah. Bring it through. Bring it through.
Okay.
Bring it through. Come meet the legend. The legend.
So for those of you watching on YouTube channel, Barak Jaccuzi, we're about to bring her mom here to say just a few words.
And she don't like my music, by the way. She does not like my music. She does not like it. So if your parents did not agree with what you're doing, mine don't either. All right, we're good.
This is just exclusive interview with the Barak Jaccuzi.
Very exclusive.
So we're gonna bring her mom here to say a few words. She's coming. Her mom, she's coming slowly.
Where's she at? Oh, because of the baby.
Okay.
We got to whisper. I got a nephew too, man.
Okay.
I got a nephew too. Dr. Nagi, Dr. Penina.
Dr. Penina. Dr. Penina. She's here.
Here she is, the myth,
wow.
the legend. Wow,
incredible. Give her a hug.
Incredible. Come here.
Right there. Right there. There you go. There. Dr. Penina.
Yes. She made it happen.
She's the one she organized this, and now we do have, I don't have exactly the number, Barak Jaccuzi YouTube channel they're watching, and definitely we're going to have thousands and thousands of the people from East Africa, Kenya, Nairobi, and all over Africa watching these interviews. So welcome, Dr. Penina.
Thank you.
We are live on 2 channels, American Swahili News and Swahili Online and Barak Jaccuzi channel. So talks a little bit about the your son now.
Barak
Jaccuzi. How proud are you?
I am very proud. And first I want to say thank you to God Almighty, who makes everything possible. When Baraka was born, his dad and I gave him the name Baraka, a blessing, a reminder that every child is a blessing. And he's always been driven. He teaches him, he taught himself how to ride a bike. He's always been so driven. And when it came time to go to Kenya, he wanted to go to Kenya. And so we are so thankful, his dad and I, we are really, really proud for what he has done. And he always attributed to God Almighty for being such a driven, creative young man.
So you have talked very powerful words about your son, and we're gonna call him Jaccuzi, if you don't mind.
Yes,
Jaccuzi. And Jaccuzi is a big name in Nairobi, Kenya, entertainment industry. He's only here for a couple of days or weeks, and then he's going heading back to Kenya to continue to pursue his career. So, what is your words of wisdom now to Jaccuzi? And I know Jaccuzi talks a little bit about.
Right. Well, one of the things we've taught our children, we have 3 children. His dad and I have always taught us to know who they are. So Jaccuzi has always had a desire to know his roots, and the other 2 children have also been back and forth. Now they're adults, okay? So we always remind them that you do not forget who you are, and I believe Jaccuzi knows who he is, where he came from, and so he never forgets that small beginning, and he's always remained the young man that is kind, that is loving, that is caring, and always reminding him he's a global leader, and he was put here on earth to make a difference for himself, and always remembering that God is using him, and never to forget that there's a purpose and the reason why he has a mic, because that's what he does. So that's my word for him. And just to keep loving God, and to never forget who you are, and to remember that he has roots, and he has shown that.
Dr. Penina, Jaccuzi, and you forgot to mention about your musicians too, is that right?
Yes.
Just give us a.
Let them know. She got skills that can pay the bills. Just do a chorus. She don't end up giving us a whole concert.
It's back there.
Okay.
No, not that one. The one at the back.
Okay. So we just waiting. I think she will play a song here to show that there's a connection between Dr. Penina and Jaccuzi. Just waiting for.
She'll do a whole concert.
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
She's gonna give us a whole concert. This with a chorus.
There you go.
I don't know about that. I'll try my best.
Okay. And we'll try to show.
I actually taught myself how to play guitar when I was very young.
Okay.
And my adult children, how I made them tired to go to sleep was to dance and music.
There you go.
So I guess Baraka's talent is inherent in the family.
Very good.
Okay. Hakuna Mungu kama wewe, hakuna Mungu kama wewe, hakuna Mungu kama wewe, wewe Mungu wangu. Nasema asante, nasema asante, nasema Actually, I consider myself, I write songs. I'm a songwriter.
Very good.
I feel
very
like
good.
my talent is more writing song than
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Let me thank all of you for giving me this opportunity to come over here. It's been a lot of work that came here by myself, set up all these equipment, and then I know I've taken your time.
Not at all.
And but we're here just to work as a team, and we really appreciate it for allowing me, giving this an opportunity to interview Jaccuzi and giving time with Dr. Panina to come here and do these shooting live here. So I really appreciate it, Jaccuzi.
No, I appreciate you taking time as well, man.
And probably maybe next time I will come to Nairobi, Kenya, and then we'll do
we can do something crazy over there.
Crazy
Yeah,
stuff in Kenya live.
Definitely not my mama house.
You take care. Thank you for joining with us.
We'll definitely do the next interview in Kenya.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
That's a deal.
Thank you, sir.